Apart from that, I believe when you are a part of several communities, so if you don't know, there are so many communities related to startups, related to entrepreneurship, related to women, related to college students. There are so many communities of people which allows you to take up those leadership positions. So अगर आप community का part हो तो you can experience leadership of different people, and at the same time you make it a point कि आप भी वो leadership position में कभी ना कभी जाओ, and that makes it a possibility that uh, you will be in a position to develop those leadership skills. So those communities, I will name a few of them. They are टाई द इंडस एंटरप्रेन्योर करके जो कम्युनिटी है उसका चैप्टर ऑलमोस्ट सारी सिटीज में है, स्पेशली टीयर 1 सिटीज एंड टीयर 2 सिटीज इन इंडिया. तो अगर आप ऐसी कोई सिटी में हो जहाँ पे टाई का चैप्टर है, आई वुड अर्ज यू टू ज्वाइन टाई का चैप्टर. देयर इज अ कम्युनिटी कॉल्ड एज पुश स्टार्ट. So if you don't know, Push Start is a community for entrepreneurs, freelancers, everything. And you can join them on WhatsApp, you can join them on Facebook. They are doing amazing. If you buzz a single query, they will get you the answers of those queries as early as possible. So अगर आप किसी community का part बनते हो, what happens is it creates an ecosystem for you, ताकि आपको अगर किसी भी help की जरूरत है, what we do is अगर हमें किसी भी चीज की जरूरत है, we try and reach it out in our network. सो अगर आप कम्युनिटी का पार्ट हो तो वो आपका नेटवर्क बन जाता है, एंड योर नेटवर्क इज योर नेटवर्थ एज पीपल से. एंड आई स्ट्रांगली बिलीव देन इन द पास्ट 3 years I have created so many connections. I've created so many interesting connections and networks with people. कि अभी if I need anything or अभी if I need any help, I'm sure I will get somebody from that network to help me out. I'll tell you my recent example. I wanted a WordPress developer, but I wanted it on a very low budget since I did not have those high budgets to get that done. So I got that person in 10 minutes of buzzing in all the communities. तो वो person भी मिल गया, उसका quotation भी right था, which I wanted. So it is all about the ecosystem. It is all about connecting with those people. Also, somebody asked, how do you go about networking on LinkedIn? I believe LinkedIn is also a great community. You have to first start with creating your network, creating your connections. So LinkedIn में क्या है ना, if you start posting on the right times, if you start posting at least once a day, and if once a day is not possible, every alternate day also, if you start posting on LinkedIn, people will start noticing you. But don't go and post anything and everything. Make it a point that you post things which are relevant, which are trending at that particular point of time. Hashtags, people say hashtags are very important. I believe 2 या 3 hashtags डालोगे, then it is doable. But your post has to have value, your content has to have value. So that is very first thing that you have to go and keep on पोस्टिंग ऑन लिंक्डइन. आप अलग अलग चीजों के बारे में लिखो, वहां पे आर्टिकल्स लिखो, पोस्ट लिखो, गो एंड कमेंट ऑन अदर पीपल्स पोस्ट. उसमें भी 3 कैटेगरी है. एक ऐसे लोग हैं जिनकी बहुत बड़ी नेटवर्थ है, उनका नेटवर्क भी बहुत बड़ा है, तो उनके पोस्ट पे जाके पोस्ट करोगे तो शायद आपका कमेंट कहीं ना कहीं misplace हो जाएगा. People might not be able to read your comment. But when you post on profiles which are moderately networked, so then I think that particular thing can get you a lot of traction. वहां पे अगर आप कॉन्वर्जेशन स्टार्ट करते हो लोगों के साथ, वहां पे कमेंट्स पे आप लोगों के साथ एंगेज करते हो, आई बिलीव दैट इज अ वेरी वेरी अमेजिंग कॉन्वर्जेशन स्टार्टर. कि लिंक्डइन के कमेंट्स में जाके, लिंक्डइन के पोस्ट पे जाके आप लोगों पे कमेंट करते हो. सो आई हैव दिस वन रूल. इफ यू स्पेंड एटलीस्ट 30% of your time on LinkedIn in comparison to the time that you spent on Instagram, I believe you can easily create a network on LinkedIn. And I've personally done that. So it's very, very easy. And then you start connecting with people, connection request bhejoge, and then you start uh, uh, reaching out to them on their messages. Also, I believe a lot of people hesitate on posting or asking things on LinkedIn. अगर उनको कोई help की जरूरत है, they don't usually ask on LinkedIn or in their network. That is very wrong. आई पर्सनली हैव फेल्ट कि अगर आप किसी को पूछ लेते हो या आपने लिंक्डइन पे, इंस्टाग्राम पे, सोशल मीडिया पे, व्हाट्सएप पे, ग्रुप्स पे, हर जगह पे डालते हो, आई बिलीव दैट क्रिएट्स योर नेटवर्क रेदर देन जस्ट थिंकिंग कि वो लोगों को कैसा लगेगा, मुझे इतना भी नहीं पता है. आई बिलीव इफ यू स्टार्ट पोस्टिंग ऑन लिंक्डइन ना, दिस इज वेरी लेम ऑफ मी टेलिंग, बट हर किसी को ज्ञान देना है. एवरीबडी इज कीन ऑन गिविंग दैट ज्ञान टू अदर्स. सो इफ you want something, you should definitely ask it on all your social media platforms, and I'm sure आपको at least 3 लोग मिल जाएंगे उस चीज पे आपको कमेंट देने के लिए या रिवर्ट देने के लिए या आंसर या हेल्प ऑफर करने के लिए. सो इफ यू हैव any help required, i am I am requesting you all to go to all your social media platforms, post it without thinking कि लोग क्या judge करेंगे आपको, and I'm sure it is going to do wonders. Somebody asked me, how do you think posting polls is effective? I think polls is very effective. It is very easy for people to engage on your polls, and at the same time, उनको मजा भी आता है. So even I personally feel कि polls पे answer देना is more suitable for me rather than commenting on a post, and that is good. So but ऐसा नहीं है कि आप हर एक पोस्ट में पोल डाल दो, then doesn't look nice. So अगर आप वीक में 3 बार पोस्ट कर रहे हो, एक बार आपको पोल जरूर करना चाहिए. एंड आई फील कि अगर आपके पास किसी भी चीज का ओपिनियन है, गो टू ट्विटर एंड पोस्ट इट विदाउट थिंकिंग, विदाउट इवन थिंकिंग कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे. ट्विटर पे हर कोई अपने ओपिनियंस डालता है, एंड आई एम श्योर it is going to create really good impact if you start posting on social media platforms. I have done this mistake. I did not use any of my social media platforms effectively when I was 2021, and then at the age of 22 I realized LinkedIn बहुत important है, Twitter भी उतना important है, और Instagram भी उतना important है. So I've started using all of them, and it has done wonders for me. uh, Book recommendation about leadership. See, I personally feel leadership is very, very subjective. आपको किसी की भी leadership पसंद हो, pick up their autobiography and start reading. That is one thing that I believe in leadership book recommendation, because I have not come across any amazing book on leadership. Yeah, I believe if you are just starting out, then this book is great for startups and entrepreneurship. 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. Easy to read, very very on point, very very relatable. So अगर आपको startup या entrepreneurship पे book read करनी है, and if you are just starting out, I believe this is a good thing. This is an amazing read, very easy as well at the same time for people to understand. So that is one thing that you can take up for book recommendation. Also, we were talking about developing leadership skills. I have seen a lot of courses on leadership, and people do take those courses on leadership. I feel courses karna is important. You can definitely try your hands on, but just doing those courses will not develop leadership in you, because कोर्स आपको सिर्फ सिखाएगा कि लीडरशिप क्या है. इट इज गोइंग टू गिव यू दोस प्रैक्टिकल understanding of leadership which you can easily get since the emergence of Google. You can get anything and everything on Google if you search it effectively. But I believe अगर आप रियल में लीडरशिप सीखना चाहते हो, then you should actually try applying it in the real life. So in the real life, as in, एक तो मैंने आपको बोला communities join करना is very important. Second is um, uh, getting into those clubs and all those things which can put you in leadership position. Even though you fail, that is okay. You have to learn from it. आई बिलीव आप अगर घर में भी लीडर बनते हो, अगर आप घर में भी ऐसा कुछ काम करते हो जिससे आपकी लीडरशिप स्किल्स डेवलप हो रही है, आई थिंक दैट इज अ गुड वे टू स्टार्ट एंड बिल्ड लीडरशिप. वाई? बिकॉज अगर घर में आप किसी भी चीज का ऑथोरिटी अपने ऊपर लेते हो, किसी भी चीज की लीडरशिप अपने पास लेते हो, एक तो एक चीज ये होगी कि आप घर में ही सीख रहे हो, सो पीपल आर नॉट गोइंग टू जज यू. सेकेंड थिंग इज यू आर डूइंग समथिंग गुड फॉर योर फैमिली, तो आप उसको अच्छे से ही करोगे, एंड दैट ऑटोमेटिकली बिल्ड्स योर लीडरशिप स्किल्स. सो आई वुड बिलीव दैट I think leadership can be developed at home. You can definitely try and applying all those things that you have learned at your home by being a leader at your home. Your mom is a leader, your father is a leader at your home, but at the same time, when you try taking those leadership skills and apply it on in your household, it becomes easier for you to check whether आपके leadership thought process सही है कि नहीं. fourth thing that I believe plays a very important role is movies with leadership characters. So movies ka aisa hai that they do two things. One is they teach you, and second is they give you entertainment. So I try and watch movies uh, which are specific to a particular topic. अगर marketing पे कोई movie है and if I'm keen to know about marketing, I will go and see movies on marketing. If I'm keen and keen to know about leadership, I will go and start watching movies on leadership. So usse what happens is you start putting yourself in the position of the protagonist, the hero or the heroine, and that ऑटोमेटिकली चेंजेस योर माइंडसेट कि अगर मैं उसकी जगह पर होती तो मैं क्या करती. सो दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव आई मीन दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस कि अगर आपको लीडरशिप करना है then I believe it is very easy if you start watching movies on leadership. If you are keen on knowing about marketing, you can start seeing movies on marketing. Why? Because movies teach you a lot, and at the same time entertainment का entertainment भी हो जाता है. So for me, I believe movies play a very very important role. Web series play a very very important role when it comes to leadership, when it comes to learning about different topics. So every once in a while, so if you are watching, let's say, 4 movies in a week, at least you should watch 50% of those movies pertaining to a particular area. So that is what I am suggesting you for leadership. Apart from that, I believe leadership can be developed through autobiographies. As I told you, आप बहुत सारे लोगों के autobiographies read करोगे तो उसके basis पे आप leadership develop कर सकते हो या फिर leadership अपने अंदर build कर सकते हो. And when it comes to leadership, it is very, very simple. Until and unless you don't take charge of it, until and unless you don't make a point कि आप उस position पे हो और किसी चीज को lead कर रहे हो, I don't think those things develop in you that easily without applying it in real life. Also, uh, it can be developed through discussions as well. So what I usually do with my family or with my friends or with anyone who I start getting on a discussion with, I talk about those things. I talk about those topics. So if I and my friend have watched a movie together, or I and my husband have watched movie together, then we discuss कि अगर मैं उस प्रोटोगनिस्ट के जगह पे होती तो मैं क्या करती, how that leadership has gone right or how that leadership has gone wrong. You also get the perspective of other person in terms of leadership, in terms of the topic that you guys are discussing about, the topic that the movie is on. Why? Because अगर आप अपने आप को उस जगह पे प्लेस करते हो, and then you start thinking how would I have dealt, उसने अगर ऐसा किया तो क्यों किया, and if अगर कोई और ऐसा करेगा तो कैसे करेगा. I think that does wonders. Especially for me, it has done wonders. I get into all these healthy discussions with my friends and family and everyone, and they also love doing that with me. So that is something that I keep on doing, and that helps me develop leadership at a very very great level. I will take a few questions here. So Vivan is asking, do you think these communities are so large now that it's hard to get value? I think Vivan, I don't think they are too large to take out value from them. I have seeked enough value from all the communities that I am part of. It is you who decide आप कौन सी community में हो, या फिर it is you who decide कि आप किस टाइप की community से किस टाइप का value निकालते हो. Because at the end, they are people, they are there to help you. You just have to understand enough कि आप उनसे कितना वैल्यू सीक कर सकते हो. सो आई बिलीव these communities are not too huge enough कि आप उनसे वैल्यू कैसे लो वो आपको सोचना पड़े. I think it becomes easier for me to seek out value from all those communities since I am very very स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. अगर मुझे किसी चीज में हेल्प चाहिए, आई विल गो एंड आस्क फॉर इट. आई विल नॉट थिंक कि वो सामने वाले को कैसा लगेगा, सामने वाला क्या सोचेगा. सो देन इट बिकम्स इजियर फॉर मी टू गेट those value from the community. Okay, Yashvi is asking, I find it quite difficult to overcome my anxiety to take leadership in certain situations. I'm quite afraid of failing. Any advice? So Yashvi, how many times have you failed? I mean, is there any specific time that you have already failed in your leadership position? If yes, then you should take note of what all things led you to those failure. And I believe failing is totally fine, right? I know a lot of people say learn from your failure, learn from your failure, and you feel वो बोलने के लिए easy है, but करना is difficult. I feel it is totally fine to fail, right? You learn a lot many things from your failure, but उससे सीखना is very important. So if you सी दैट वो लीडरशिप पोजीशन पे आपको बहुत एंजाइटी आ रही है, तो आपको वो सोचना पड़ेगा कि किस बात से आपको एंजाइटी आ रही है. इज इट बिकॉज पीपल आर नॉट लिसनिंग टू यू? इज इट बिकॉज यू फील पीपल आर गोइंग टू जज यू? इज इट बिकॉज यू फील आप फेल हो जाओगे इन योर लीडरशिप पोजिशन? It all totally depends on how you take charge of your own feelings, your own anxiety, your own thought process. Also, as a leader, एज यू ऑलरेडी नो कि स्किल्स एज ए लीडर आपकी होनी चाहिए पेशेंस, एम्पथी. सो until unless you don't have patience, until unless you don't have empathy, until unless you don't have control on your anger, being a leader is going to be difficult. Why? Because अगर आप में एम्पथी नहीं है, आप ये नहीं सोच पाओगे कि सामने वाला पर्सन क्या सोच रहा है या क्या फील कर रहा है. Until unless you don't have patience, you will not be able to win hearts of all your team members or all the people that you are leading to. And until unless you don't take control of your anger, I am sure the whole leadership is going to be a mess. Because अगर आपका anger बहुत ज़्यादा है, it becomes difficult for people to control you. Also, when you are a leader, there are so many things people say behind your back. और वो कभी कभी आप तक पहुंच जाती है that this person is told this or this person told this, and that is fine. I believe that's okay. You should be uh, smart enough to take those criticism. You should be smart enough to take out that criticism. Also, you can go and watch Dhoni if you want to see leadership skills, because Dhoni was an amazing leader as Indian cricket captain. So if you want to learn leadership, you can check out Dhoni, and you can definitely learn a lot from him, and entertainment का entertainment भी हो जाएगा. The other question is, I feel like my workplace is not giving me leadership opportunities at all. So not sure how to bring it up. Abhishek, I believe if your workplace is not giving you that level of opportunity to take up the leadership, you will have to show them why you are a good person to take up that leadership. So until unless you don't show them कि आपके अंदर ऐसा क्या है जिसके बेसिस पे आप लीडरशिप ले सकते हो, आई एम नॉट श्योर अगर आपका जो सुपीरियर है विल बी इन अ पोजिशन टू टेक यू, बिकॉज इट इज ऑल अबाउट शोइंग पीपल कि आपके अंदर कौन से स्किल्स है. पीपल आर नॉट फ्री इनफ टू गेज कि आपके अंदर कितने स्किल्स हैं. until unless you don't ask people, it is going to be difficult for people to give you those things. So I believe go and ask that I want to take up this leadership. Start with smaller things. बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजों से leadership लेना start करो and then move on to the ladder. I'm sure that works. That has worked for me especially. So that works. Yashvi is saying, as a girl, sometimes I feel I get undermined. Yashvi, not you. Every girl feels she is undermined since she is girl, and she cannot be considered equal to men, is what we all face. But you can show those things to people who have undermined you, right? You can speak up for yourself. You can show it through your actions. You can show it through the way you are doing things. So I believe undermine karna is their thing, but to put prove them wrong is our thing. So you can very easily prove them wrong by doing things rightly, or by doing things uh, that they will feel how come Yashvi did those things. So I think that is something you can do. Any tips as a first time founder to build a team? Urvi, I have so many tips to give you. As a first time founder, I have made so many mistakes when I was a first time founder and I was hiring a team. Ideally, the very first mistake that I did was not hiring a team. I thought मैं अकेली ही सब कुछ कर लूंगी. Why to spend money on getting people? So I did a very very bigger mistake where I did not hire a team. I did not at all get into getting people on board. That is why today as well I struggle a little when it comes to delegating tasks. I feel मैं ही कर लूंगी यार. But that is something that you should not do. You should start delegating things to people. You should start giving your work to people. Hiring team is very very important. But I believe बहुत बार हम first time founders ऐसा सोचते हैं that जो भी आ जाता है let's take them without checking their credibility, without checking whether they are suitable for this position or not. And I believe that is very very wrong. You should wait for the right person and not take anyone and everyone who is coming your way. uh, that is one mistake that I did. I believed कि जो भी मिल रहा है ले लेती हूँ because I'm a first time founder. कौन मिलेगा कैसे मिलेगा? So that is something that you should not do. You should definitely wait for the right person. Don't settle for less. अच्छे लोग मिल जाते हैं and I'm sure आपको भी मिल जाएंगे if you are building a team. Also, I believe a lot many times we try and hire interns. So I had that tendency that interns कम में भी आ जाते हैं, फ्री में भी आ जाते हैं. So hiring interns is easier. 3 महीने काम करेंगे चले जाएंगे, फिर 3 महीने के बाद दूसरा कोई आएगा. So that is difficult. Why? Because एक पर्सन को आप 3 महीने देते हो सब कुछ समझाने के लिए, वो सब कुछ सीख जाता है, ऑन बोर्ड आ जाता है, आपके साथ जेलअप हो जाता है. एंड देन आफ्टर 3 मंथ्स इफ दैट पर्सन लीव्स, आप वापस जीरो पे आ जाते हो. यू कम टू स्क्वायर वन. And that is where it becomes an issue. You will have to again start and teach that person from zero. So I've done that mistake and I've done there, been there. Not a right thing to do. So भले starting में if you have to wait a little, pay a little more. But I believe waiting for the right person, hiring the right person, hiring people is very 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 important. Don't settle for less ever. बिकॉज योर टीम इज योर सेकेंड बेटर हाफ. वो फैमिली है. अगर वो सही नहीं है देन फैमिली इज नॉट गोइंग टू गो फॉरवर्ड. Okay, how to build a team when they have more experience than you? Okay, Urvi is asking the similar question for people who have more experience than you. I believe Urvi, experience matters of course, but अगर किसी प्रोडक्ट के बारे में आपको ज्यादा पता है, आपके बेबी के बारे में आपको ज्यादा पता है, आपके स्टार्टअप के बारे में आपको ज्यादा पता है, then you can one face very very clearly portray that I am the boss, not showing that boss wala attitude, but you can always have an upper hand on the decision. You should definitely consider those decisions their decisions, but at the same time you should keep your control in your hand. Because ज्यादा experience लोगों के साथ ये एक चीज होती है that they feel मुझे ज्यादा आता है since they have more experience. So that will always overpower on you if you have people who are more experienced in your team than you. And uh, at that point of time you have to show them that you also know and this is your startup and decisions will be taken by you and not by them. They are an employee in your company. So I think that is how you can very easily do that. Also, if you look a little less mature, then start looking a little mature, because that plays a very important role. Your appearance, if you are mature enough in your looks, the way you talk, the way you portray your thoughts, people automatically start taking you seriously. Yash Vardhan is asking, how do you make a decision to quit a job and take up a startup? I don't know, Yashvardhan. It is again very, very subjective. Uh, I feel अगर आप वो स्टार्टअप को बहुत दिल से चाहते हो कि अगर आपको वो करना ही है, then quitting the job is very, very easy for you. बट अगर आप सोच रहे हो दैट स्टार्टअप तो करूंगा बट money is important for me, then quitting that job is going to be difficult. So what you can do is you can try doing a side hustle. आप अपने जॉब के साथ साथ वो चीज पे काम करना स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. once that thing is taking some light, taking um, some steps, is moving forward, then you can quit your job. That can be an easier middle way. You will have to take up some more load uh, when you are doing your job, but that serves your thing. At the same time, you have to understand whether that thing is validated or not. So आपका जो startup idea है, उसका कोई वैलिडेशन है कि नहीं, वो चलेगा कि नहीं, उसके पहले क्विट मत करना जॉब को. जॉब मिलना is easy and difficult at the same time. So I would request you to take a wiser decision and make a point कि आप उसको क्विट ना करो until you are sure कि आपको स्टार्टअप करना ही है. I hope I have answered your question. Okay. Do we have any more questions? Okay, so if we have any more questions, please start pinging them here. Otherwise, let's talk about my journey. So, how I started thinking is again a little tricky. So, I always wanted to take up science, become cardiologist, uh, but coming from a Gujarati business family, they thought science लेके क्या ही कर लेंगे. So that is how I took up commerce, and that is how I ended up in commerce. Did my commerce. I was always a scholar in my school as well, so that worked out really well. Did my commerce, and started doing bachelor's degree. So BBA is what I started with, but I always had that kida that I want to do something different. मुझे सबसे अलग करना है is always what I had in my thought. So if anybody can relate to that thought, I always had that thought in my mind कि अगर मैं कुछ भी कर रही हूँ, मुझे सबसे अलग करना है. I have to stand out from everyone. So that is where I ended up doing CFA level 1 without any idea कि CFA करके मैं करूँगी क्या. I just got into CFA since it was a very very new degree. वो इंडिया में आया ही था, and I stumbled upon it and I thought कि नहीं, अब मुझे करना ही है CFA because it is out of the box. And that was my wrong decision. I did my CFA level 1, passed with good grades, top grades, but then quit CFA and thought कि अब मैं करूँगी क्या, what will I do now. I don't know what career I have to choose. Neither had any great thought process कि career कैसे choose करना है या ये career अच्छा होता है या whatever. So that is when I started doing a job in marketing in an education company during my third year of BBA. And while doing that, I was doing a research on Indian education system. Why? Because I have myself felt that the education system has failed me. The school has failed me. I did so good in my exams. I did so uh, good with all my scores, with all my percentage. Then how come I don't know? Being a scholar, I don't know what career I have to choose. Um, so that's where I started researching why this education system failed me. And that is how I realized that I have taken an uninformed career decision. I don't know what career I wanted to choose. And without getting enough information, I got into CFA, and that was a wrong decision that I took on my part. So that is where the journey of solving the problem of uninformed career decisions started. Again, the similar thing, doing something out of the box, but this time it was an informed decision, and I did my postgrad in entrepreneurship from Indian School of Management and Entrepreneurship, and that is how we started working on Think Young. There, I was trying to solve the similar problem, uninformed career decision, and it started working out well. I first thought of a startup called as Be Found, which is about career finding. So it is more like finding a career and counseling and all those. But then I realized that there are plenty of people doing that. So why not doing something else? So then one sudden day I was thinking that if entrepreneurship can teach me so much, why not launch it for early age students? If I would have learned it earlier in my school life, my career decisions would have been different. So that is how I started building entrepreneurship for school students, and that is how Think Young was born. Deciding the name, the logo, everything took me a while. But yeah, 2018 is when I completed my post grad in entrepreneurship, and that is where I started full time working on Think Young. And yeah, 2018 December we launched our first course without any much of a marketing. In a 1 week time period, we got 8 students in our first batch, and that was the start. uh, I think, yeah, now we are struggling a little because of COVID, because all our sessions are offline, and we don't know how to take them appropriately. But I think pretty doable. We will get over this as well. And I am sure entrepreneurship and leadership can do wonders with your life, because in your own life, you are yourself a leader. So if you don't have leadership skills, how will you lead your life appropriately? So make sure you have those leadership skills in you. Make sure you develop those leaderships in skills in you, because अगर आप अपनी लाइफ में लीडर हो और आपके पास वो स्किल्स नहीं है which you should have as a leader, you will not be able to lead an amazing life. So, if you have any questions, I can take those up. Or if not, if anyone wants to join any of our courses, be it for 8 to 18 or 18 plus, 18 plus ke liye we have launched Startup Fellowship. So if you guys are keen, you can check those courses on thinkyoung.in, THINKYOUNG.in. And if you guys are on Instagram or LinkedIn or any other platform, then my Insta ID is KRIA.thinkyoung, and my LinkedIn profile is KRIYADOSHI. So I would be more than happy to connect with you all. I would be more than happy to discuss with you all about your startups or about your interests or about leadership, about entrepreneurship, anything. Any questions if you have? Yeah, it is. I have shared Think Young website here, thinkyoung.in, if you guys are keen on checking that out. Thank you, Abhishek. I hope it inspired you all as well to work on something exciting in your life. And yeah, uh, please take an informed career decision. Please build on leadership and entrepreneurship skills, because that is very, very important. And that's it. Keep working, keep doing. All the best to all of you. Just one last thing, which I say and which I myself follow every time. I believe life is about making an impact. So if you are making an impact, your income is automatically going to follow. So make a point that whatever you are doing, there's some impact out of it, which you are uh, creating after the work that you are doing. So I believe making an impact is important than just the income. So yeah, thank you so much. A very happy weekend to all of you, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.